welcome to episode 129 of BigRedBarel Geek Speak, your place for all your nerdy needs on BigRedBarel.com. I'm your host Lauren, the badass of Borderland, and with me as always is the Baroness of Butts, Amorous Auntie Alex.
Yarn on Butts.
And the jaunty jubilant juggernaut of Joe.
Danny Boyle Butts.
Danny Boyle Butts. Boyle Butts? That doesn't sound nice.
It doesn't sound very nice, but it's all good.
See, I was thinking of saying blood butts, but I
Blood
reconsidered, and now you're going with Boyle Butts.
Lots of infective butts this weekend.
Yeah.
Blood butts.
Yeah.
Before we proceed, a very important question. Have you finished Jessica Jones season 2?
No.
No, because I had an hour yesterday. I'm up to episode 9. And I had an hour yesterday, and it was a serious dilemma. It was watch more Jessica Jones or the season finale of RuPaul All Stars. So I watched All Stars.
Difficult choice.
Yeah.
To be fair, it is.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult choice.
Oh yeah, I'm about the same. I think we're on episode 8 or 9, something like that. We're going to finish it this weekend, hopefully.
Yeah, Sunday is my Jessica Jones finishing day, so I'm down for that. So waiting for this mysterious episode 11.
Fine. I still need to know.
The one I'm on is, I finished the flashback episode.
Oh yeah, that's not 9, that's 7.
Oh yeah, we've watched that one.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was further, sorry. Okay, so, time waste of the week, I'm assuming is from Alex.
South by Southwest happened recently, and there's a bunch of panels that happened that are now on the internet, but because, I don't speak about my favorite Joanna Robinson enough, and how clever she is, and how nice she is, and how I mostly agree with everything she ever says, I thought, I will introduce a little bit more of her content. So she did a panel at South by Southwest with Rian Johnson and surprise guest, even though everybody knew who was gonna come, Mark Hamill, which was a lot of fun. They talked about Last Jedi documentary quite a bit that is coming out, and I think it's coming out on on the Blu-ray, DVD, digital editions of The Last Jedi, which is out
soon. I think, it'll probably be July, but I'm just pulling that month out of the air. Based on previous experience, it could be any time. I can look right now.
Yes, please.
9th of April.
9th of April. Okay,
what?
So it's
That's
very,
much
very
sooner
soon.
than I thought. Hooray!
April is a good month this year. April is gonna be a good month.
It's gonna be a bloody expensive month.
Yeah.
There's too many good games and good films coming out this month, next month. Oh my god, and in May.
Based on what they were talking about the documentary, just a couple of things I wanted to point out, because I think it's going to be slightly different than what they did with The Force Awakens. Because from what Rian Johnson said, they were mic'd for the documentary all the time. This is not staged. Cool. This is not, I'm sure they cut away some stuff, some private stuff that people said between each other, but it's really kind of the raw, it's the actual experience. They do talk about some decisions, some problems they came across, how they solved them, the whole Mark Hamill being not sure that this is the path for Luke Skywalker kind of thing is featured there quite a lot. Obviously, Carrie Fisher is there, which would be heartbreaking to see all over again. But yes, I think actually just from listen to their conversation and what they say about it, it's a really great panel. Obviously, as soon as Mark Hamill comes on stage, it becomes insane because he needs no moderation, no prompts. He just monologues away.
Fabulous.
He is
fabulous. And he finally got his star. He finally got his star.
Yes, and he was like, they spelled my name right. Hooray!
Anyway, the link to this panel is going to be in the description below. It's a bit long. It's about 50 minutes, but it's thoroughly worth watching.
Fantastic. So, moving on to the meat this week, we got a lot of new trailers this week. One that's not on the list, which I do want to mention, is the final Ready Player One trailer, because on Facebook there's been a competition for people through See Film First. The people in the UK can see it tomorrow morning, tomorrow being Sunday the 18th. So I put in for that just for shiggles, because if I'm not excited to see it, but I'll be more inclined to see if it's free, and 2 weeks early. But the latest trailer, so many plot points, there's just oh my god, are you just you really have no confidence in this movie, do you?
Yeah, I'm less convinced now than I was before. I just feel like I want it to be good because it's Spielberg, but I feel really uncomfortable about how he's using his own sort of hits, his own archive to pad out this film.
He didn't want to do that. He wanted to like shy away from using his own stuff, and then you look at it and it's just like, what?
I don't think he uses that much. Isn't it just DeLorean that is
Well,
used?
it's the T-Rex that got me, and I was like,
all right.
Don't tread on Jurassic Park, man. You know, I was like, don't ruin it. I don't know. I wanna go into it with an open mind, but the more I see, the more I feel quite uncomfortable about it. And there was a wonderful thing I saw on Twitter where someone pointed out like the Iron Giant and how they're just like his character from the Iron Giant movie is completely irrelevant to this, it would appear.
It's an avatar, Joe. You don't understand. It's an avatar.
Oh, yeah, but no.
Apparently there's no Star Wars references in it because even Steven
They
Spielberg
cost too much money.
Yeah, he couldn't get the rights to it. It's like, for fuck's sake. Oh my god.
I have a bad feeling about this now, which makes me sad because I love Spielberg and he's he's still possibly the greatest film storyteller of our age, and I feel like this is going to be a bit of a blip for him. I'll go and see it because you've got to. But
when is it coming out in the cinema?
I think it's fairly soon.
It's 29th of
Yeah.
March. But I just googled it because there was one character I couldn't remember her like actual name. It's Artemis' character, and like there's the whole thing in the book about her face, and like you see her face in the trailer, which really annoys me. But you can see it in Cineworld on Monday.
Okay,
which is just like, okay, all right.
Sometimes they do that. They have like exclusive pre-release schedules for things. It's not unheard of. Because I think the premiere is actually this weekend.
That makes sense.
So yeah, no, but
Okay, but a couple of trailers that look very interesting is the new Infinity War trailer.
Yeah, lots of angry shouting.
Star-Lord being sassy to Iron Man. That is what I wanted.
You're going to be sassy to the smartest man in the world. Yeah, good luck.
But Star-Lord is like, yes.
Yeah, no,
and then Peter being all Peter at the end, like, oh, we're using our made-up names. It's like, oh my god, you poor child.
It is a very nice trailer. There's lots of angry shouting from people with beards, which I enjoyed. You know, you can't go wrong with lots of beardy shouting. Yeah, I think it looks very good. I mean, one thing that does concern me is they've got a lot of stuff going on, like a lot of characters and a lot of things, and it's going to take some hefty magical juggling to make it all coherent in the final film. I mean, you look at the poster that's come out for this film.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that is a crowded poster. I feel for them because I think they've made this bed and now they've got to lie in it and it's got so many things in it.
By the way, whatever happened to Hawkeye? Has he done a runner or something?
Where's Hawkeye?
I don't know.
Maybe his wife's kicked off. No, you can't go out to play. You got to stay here with me and the kids.
Maybe she went into labour.
Oh yeah, that would be a good excuse.
Yeah, boring.
Still really annoying me. Why Scarlett Johansson blonde?
At this point, I don't know. Why not?
I to be honest, I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like, fine, hair is hair, it doesn't matter. As long as she does lots of scorpion kicks and other things and kicks lots of people in the head.
Just be general badass.
Yeah, then that's all good.
Yeah. And we've got the Fantastic Beasts Crimes of Grindelwald full trailer. That looks intriguing.
You know what's the best thing about this?
What?
That made me laugh when I watched it is how much they're trying to avoid showing Johnny Depp as much as possible.
Yes.
He's in it for like 2 shots and I was like, yep.
Your name's on the poster. It's like, you should be in it more, but no,
well,
nobody
the
likes
film
you.
is named for his character, and he's in
the prison or in the car being carried away.
Yeah,
he's also the one giving like a rally speech, you know, like an amphitheater kind of place. That's him with some other place. So he's like in 2 shots.
But lots, two whole shots. But there's lots of Dumbledore, which is good. I think Jude Law as young Dumbledore. I think he's going to pull that off. I think he's going to be pretty good.
Sassy Dumbledore.
Yeah, sexy Dumbledore.
I'm not gonna lie, I know there have been like 8 Harry Potter movies before this trailer came out, but when they opened with a shot of Hogwarts, I went, Hogwarts!
Yeah, I think everyone did. They were like, Hogwarts! It's Hogwarts! Excitement!
After this one, I'm going to go back to Mina Lima, see all the new like paper crafts that they have there. But it was interesting. I saw a couple of theories that like people going, oh, theory confirmed. That the lady who was sat with Credence in the poster.
Oh no, please don't tell me she's a freaking snake.
Yeah, that one. I saw a few things on the interwebs.
Don't read the interwebs. Spoilers.
Oh no, I was just intrigued. It's like, what the hell's this?
You know what? If that I saw that theory as well, and I don't think it's. I don't know. I personally don't believe it, so I don't think it's a spoiler to say what they're saying it is, but I don't know how much you guys care, and Lauren, I don't know how much you think that is a spoiler too, because I'm just bound to just say outright what it is.
What's the name of that dude who was in it in the first one? You know the dude, the human dude.
Credence.
Was that his name? And he's back in it now.
Yes.
Yeah. I was quite happy to see that he's back in it. Because, obviously I can't say why, but I didn't think he'd be in it after the first film.
Yeah.
So it's quite nice that he's in it. That makes me happy. But there's not enough Niffler. Like, I haven't seen any Niffler yet.
I know. Well, there's a bull chuckle there. Yeah, just coming back to the snake thing. If that does turn out to be true, it's gonna be very disappointing, because I think that's like, like everyone in Star Wars shows up in the prequels because the world is so small. That's gonna be the same thing here. It's like, everyone is someone else because the world is tiny. It's like, no. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, it looks good though. It does look very pretty, and I can overlook the Johnny Depp factor because I think there's going to be lots of other good stuff in it, like Jude Law.
It looks a lot more meaty this time.
Yeah. I don't know if they showed like Jude Law, a lot of shots of Jude Law on purpose, or he's a lot in this movie, but I do hope he's like almost sort of, if not the main character, but like the second main character. They have almost the shots between Newt and Divided and him. Like, I'd be happy if Newt kind of goes even a little bit into the background for one of the movies to bring some of the important characters more to the light.
Yeah, I'd be very happy with lots of young, sexy Dumbledore. So,
have you seen that, booty?
I mean, Jude Law, like, his career, when you look at his career, he's had so many ups and downs, and he's gone through such a resurgence of late. Like, I remember a time when everyone hated him, and the long-running joke was, what's the most ridiculous law in England? Jude Law, hey! And so, everyone hated him and stuff like that. So it's really nice that actually he's come back little bit. And, he's got some good films coming out, like Christopher Robin. I never thought I'd enjoy a trailer so much where Jude Law just goes, poo?
Poo looks weird in that. That's not Jude Law, that's Hugh McGregor, isn't it?
Is it? Yes, it
that's
is.
Hugh McGregor.
Yes, it is. Good Lord. My brain.
Are you thinking of the next topic, show?
So, yeah, maybe that's why I've done it. It was all part of my incredible plan to link to the next news story. That's why. It's because I was thinking about Ewan McGregor.
And Trainspotting, who was directed by Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle is up for directing the next Bond movie. Ooh, yes! Sing the segue. Woo!
So this has been rumoured for many a year. Like, he was in line to do Skyfall, I think, before it was What's-His-Face.
Does it mean the Queen will now have to be in this movie?
The Queen, yeah. So this is just great. I mean, I'm really chuffed about this. Like, he's an exceptional director. He's had a couple of blips, like Trance, even though I enjoyed it, was not one of his best. And since then, he's kind of obviously done a few big things, like the Olympics. And
have you guys seen Trainspotting too?
Yeah, I actually think it's okay.
Okay, you have seen it. Okay.
It definitely trades a lot off on its history, but it kind of works, and the characters are still really interesting, and it makes a lot of sense with the characters and where they are in their lives. So actually, I thought Trainspotting 2 was pretty decent. It was much better than it had any right to be honest.
All right, because I have it in my queue, and I keep looking at it and going, maybe.
Don't expect it to come close to the original, because the original is just obviously magnificent.
The original just terrifies me. It's one of those movies I watched once and I'm like, never again. No, thank you.
Oh, I watch it regularly. I love that film.
Seen it.
You've never seen Trainspotting? Are you for real?
I've read about it. I've read about it, and I know the plot, and I'm scared to watch it.
No, you have to watch it. The thing that a lot of people forget about Trainspotting, especially if they've never seen it, is how funny it is. It's really layered, and yeah, you have to watch it. I feel like Trainspotting, I can't remember who said it. I think it might have been Michael Caine or another sort of actor of that sort of caliber. They said that was it Michael Caine? Can't remember. Anyway, they said that they think that Trainspotting should be shown to everyone, like at school, to kids. Yeah. And I fully agree. I feel as a film that sort of talks about the experience of being Scottish or, to be honest, being British as well, that it plays off that to a certain degree. And the experience of of being a young person and growing up in a country that can sometimes be quite sort of quite deprived at times. Trainspotting is magnificent, and yeah, everyone should watch it. No, you should just go and watch it. You'll like it.
I've seen the Adam and Joe parody Toy Spotting.
Does
that count?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I think just drugs in general terrify me.
Oh, it's scary. It is scary. Yeah.
Trainspotting and Requiem for the Dream. I watched them once. I was deeply impressed twice, and I can't watch them again because it's just terrifying for me.
Requiem for a Dream is just... Oh, that film's a masterpiece.
Anyway, back to James Bond. I'm sorry I derailed you all.
So Danny Boyle is officially doing the next Bond, so this is brilliant. I'm really, really excited to see what he does with it, especially because it's going to be Daniel Craig's last Bond.
Is he definitely coming back,
yeah,
Daniel
he's on
Craig?
board. Yeah, Daniel Craig is doing it.
Did he do Layer Cake, Danny Boyle?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So they've worked together before.
No. Danny Boyle didn't direct Layer Cake. Sorry, I thought you were talking about Daniel Craig.
Oh, no. I knew Daniel Craig did. I couldn't remember if Danny Boyle did.
No. Obviously, they worked together on the Olympics, but I don't actually think they've made a film together before.
But as far as I understand, they're not really that far along. They're just working on the script at the moment.
Yes.
So I don't know. But it's been a while since the last Bond movie. I should have thought that they would have made some way to it already.
Possibly. I mean, we don't know what's been going on behind the scenes. I can imagine there's been some script work been going on already. I don't know. This is, for me, I think this is really positive, really good news. It's in the hands of a very accomplished and solid British director who I think will really understand the character. Yeah, I think it's good.
Fantastic. More movie news. Denis Villeneuve's Dune could be 2 films. Maybe
Good.
more.
Good.
This is good, but I'm also uneasy now because I feel like they're realising how ambitious this is.
Well, to be fair, they've been thinking about 2 movies before because when Ridley Scott and Alexander Jodorowsky, am I pronouncing that right?
Jodorowsky, yeah.
When they were considering bringing Dune to screen a while back, when it didn't happen, they were also thinking of 2 movies. So it's not like a brand new idea. It's just, I think, an option that makes more sense because, gosh, that book is complicated.
Yeah.
It's so dense, that book.
Obviously, it's in very safe hands with Denis Villeneuve, and if he's got Deakins on board, a cinematographer, then, it's going to look amazing for sure.
You know the thing I love about him? I think the whole Dune news announced just before Blade Runner was airing, or just after. But, he's totally not bothered that Blade Runner didn't do commercially very well. He knows he's done a good job. Everyone knows he's done a good job. He's like, I've done one incredibly hard to do sci-fi property.
Yes.
I'm gonna go to another sci-fi property that is impossible to do and attempt that. And I'm like, dude, I have so much respect for you. Even if you don't manage to pull it off, just because you made that move, just on that move alone, I know he has a whole catalog of amazing movies that I love him for as well, but just on that move alone, I have so much respect and love for him because this is a Herculean task. This is really hard to do.
But, people said the same about Blade Runner 2049. Everyone said it was doomed to fail because how could you possibly follow up Blade Runner? And the original Blade Runner absolutely tanked when it was released, and it's only on repeat viewings that it kind of gained a cult following and became the beloved classic it is today. So it's... Yeah, I mean, I'm confident with Denis Villeneuve. I'm worried because of how ambitious the entire project is. So I feel like if the studio starts to interfere too much, then we could end up in a bad place. Yeah, this could be really something quite special.
I'm curious. I'm looking forward to when they start announcing casting news and stuff like that because, to be honest, I kind of like Kyle MacLachlan. Yeah,
he's great. I think, to be fair, David Lynch got pilloried for his Dune, and I think it nearly killed him.
Well, Alan Smithy.
I don't know. I don't hate that Dune. I do think it has a lot of problems, and I honestly think if you haven't read the book, you will not understand what the hell is going on in that movie. But at the same time, there were some really great things about it, and then, this was in the days where the CGI was not really existent, and they had to do all these huge worms. So, hats off to them for doing that. And to me, just all the world building and how all the places they looked absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and, Sting in a nappy, you can't really go wrong, can you? I mean, No, I've got a real soft spot for that. But then I love David Lynch. I'll watch anything he makes.
Exactly.
But yeah, this could finally be the Dune films that we deserve. So
yay!
Moving on to TV news. Lord of the Rings could cost upwards of 500 million.
Good Lord.
Yes. So look, I'm gonna try to go through this article from IGN that I found really interesting. Depending on how Amazon calculate the worth of the show.
Yeah.
To them, most important thing is what is the first thing that people click on when they switch on Amazon. And for example, for Man in High Castle, when they did their first season, their cost was 1.7 million to make the whole season, and then the average cost that they earned per subscriber was £829. It does not make sense to me how those numbers came up with, but I'm gonna believe IGN for that because I'm looking at the article, and if they're wrong, they're wrong.
Okay.
And so when the season 2 of High Castle did not as well, that just reflected that. And then the Reuters, how do you pronounce them? The Reuters? Reuters. There you go. Reuters.
Yeah.
They were looking at the documents, and apparently it cost them around 250 million to acquire the rights to Lord of the Rings, which, by the way, will be a story before the Lord of the Rings. It's like a prequel or something like that. It's not actually going to be Lord of the Rings, which is probably better. And just for the reference, because I thought that was quite funny, it does say somewhere how much the actual Lord of the Rings did cost, which was the whole trilogy cost 281 million. And then they acquired the rights for 250 million. And according to the same report, marketing and production costs for 2 seasons could raise investment to 500 million as well.
Good Lord.
So this is just ridiculous to me because I thought if you told me one Lord of the Rings movie was 200 million, I would have believed you. Now that I find that the 3 of them, I think that actually that's pretty much, cost effective on Peter Jackson's behalf.
Is that accounting for inflation? Because obviously it was a few years ago now that Lord of the Rings was made.
Does not say that, so I have no idea, but probably
not.
I
remember at the time people were talking, I remember it was funny, you look back on it now, considering how massively successful and brilliant they were. But before they came out, people were talking about them as if they were just going to be this epic flop that would kill a studio because of how much money was being pumped into the Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah.
And they were going, this is going to kill New Line, it's going to wreck everyone's careers, oh my god, this could be the biggest turkey of all time. And then Fellowship of the Ring came out, was an enormous smash, everyone loved it, and everyone sort of went, oh, don't listen to us, we were wrong. So
so basically to understand, so just from example of Man in High Castle, so Lord of the Rings series would have to bring 3 times more new subscribers to Amazon Prime than season 1 and season 2 of Man in High Castle combined to basically pay off.
Well, it's more inviting than Man in the High Castle, to be honest. I know a lot of people really enjoyed Man in the High Castle, but I thought it was boring as anything. It was so dull.
To be fair as well, that's why I stopped watching it. I just got
bored.
I
just found it super dull. And I feel like, as well, the property doesn't have the same allure as Lord of the Rings. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, yeah, Lord of the Rings, and they're just going to subscribe, So, yeah.
It's possible. I'm not saying it's possible. I think it's actually, pretty savvy business decision, but it just amazes me. Look, if they're going to spend that much on the TV show, although now I'm disappointed by how much it cost them to acquire the rights, and that figure looks a bit less impressive, especially if it's for 2 seasons. But, still, they're putting some money into it, and they should, because it's Lord of the Rings, and, if it doesn't look fantastic, you're doing something wrong.
And they've got money to throw around, to be honest. They do all right, Amazon, so...
Yeah, they're fine. Not paying taxes and all.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can afford to spend 250 million on some book rights, but not pay your bloody tax. Good Lord.
Oh, God. Over 600,000 people tuned in to watch Drake play Fortnite, smashing Twitch's record this week.
I love this.
Yeah, for the reference, the previous record was 3,088,000.
388,000?
Yes.
What was that for? What was that?
Basically, it's a I don't watch this Twitch streamer, but he's called Ninja, and I think he does a lot of Fortnite. And I think the whole hurrah was when Drake followed him on Twitch, and then they got together and played it via Discord, and that attracted that many viewers, which is for the first time in Twitch history.
So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I mean, you know what? I love how Fortnite are just killing it at the moment. Like, it's definitely the game of the moment. Like, so many people love it. I don't play it myself, but I know people that do play it, and it's like it's a great game, and they've done so well with the updates and keeping it fresh and lots of new weapons and maps and stuff and modes.
It's like taking over PUBG at the moment, which is crazy to me.
I'm actually quite happy about that, because I think if you look at the two, Fortnite is definitely the more polished game. And it seems like they're just the gold standard right now for that kind of game, and all power to them. They're doing something, and they're working hard at it, and they're doing really well, so it's great. And to be honest, I think PUBG has outstayed its welcome, so I'm quite glad to see something else kind of coming along and doing better.
But to be honest, one of the things that really kind of interested me about this news is that Twitch is almost turning, it's starting to be in TV in many ways. Like, think about it. I can't remember, was it 20 million that it cost them to get the Overwatch League onto their service, and how many other things they want to get in service. They're doing like matches and stuff. I can't remember, but they have the whole system.
Oh, there's it's like all sorts on it, like Rainbow Six and stuff like that. But I mean, Amazon own Twitch, so that's where the money comes from.
And that's our seamless segue that you didn't know was happening, but was actually happening, people.
So yeah, I mean, I watch a bit of Twitch, and there's some really good. There's a lot of crap on there, like a lot of but that's the nature of a public streaming service. But yeah, some really good stuff. And yeah, this is nuts. This is great.
Yeah, but I think, with the Overwatch League and all the kind of stuff, it has opportunities for becoming like, I almost think like TV shows and other stuff can start coming on Twitch and stuff like that. Or
possibly,
it can be actually so much more, especially now that I think the, 600,000 proves that the viewership, basically, that potentially at some point someone could rake in millions watching on their channel.
Another good example, it's not obviously just games that stream on Twitch.
Yeah.
And Geek and Sundry is obviously a popular Twitch channel, and Critical Role streams on Twitch every Thursday night, and they get 200,000 viewers each time, and it's guys, voice actors, obviously people like Matt Mercer, who's McCree in Overwatch, playing D&D. They're playing Dungeons and Dragons live on Twitch. It's brilliant. I watch it every week, and yeah, that does really well as well. So it's definitely, Twitch is a thing.
Yeah.
A very popular thing. And we're just going to see more and more of these kind of, these records being broken. This is the current one. Next it'll be something else, and then something else. And Twitch is just going to keep growing, I think.
Fantastic. And on to the traditional Overwatch news of the week.
Well, we have to sneak some in.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't think we spoke about it last week. Right?
No, we didn't. That's true.
Yeah, there you go. We're allowed.
I'm excited about this. So Brigitte Lindholm, the new character, who looks great. She's a proper dive counter, so she'll be very situational, but I think if you've got a dive comp team against you, she's going to be worth her weight in gold. She's being released into the game next week, so the 20th of March. But she will not be playable in competitive mode until May, until the next season.
And you know what? Good. Because people need to learn to play her before they bring her into competitive.
This is exactly what I was going to say. Some people are complaining about this. They're like, what? We have to wait so long to play her in comp. Yeah, but that's fine. There's other modes. Learn to play her so she actually finds her proper place in comp. The last thing you want is people playing her straight away, not knowing how to work with her, not knowing her, because she's very team-based. If you don't have a good team build, she's going to be useless. So I think this is good, and she's a great character. I'm really looking forward to trying her.
Yeah, especially, because remember, every time a new hero to come up, when they put them too early, people would choose them, and the whole team would immediately go salty because, oh my god, why you play Sombra? You don't know how to play Sombra, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you want to avoid this attitude as well, because a lot of matches are literally won and lost in spawn point.
Well, they are. That's the big thing. And this is, obviously it hits on a bigger issue in Overwatch at the moment, which is matchmaking in competitive is just appalling. So many times I'll go into a match with essentially 5 Genji mains, and you're like, well, what can we even do with this? So they need to look at this, and hopefully they're looking at a solution for Season 10. Role select would be great. I think they're reluctant to bring something like that in.
Role select is the whole different conversation that, maybe we'll have at some point, but it's sort of almost against the spirit of Overwatch in a way, and I don't really want to delve too deep into that. Yeah. But at the same time, they also said before that they were never going to do deathmatch, and they did do deathmatch. So I believe that they can find a way to make role select work.
They need to do something. I mean, I was playing this morning, and I went into a match, and it was just, we were all support mains, and I was like, well, what are you going to do? So I went Diva, and we didn't win, obviously. We managed to kind of scrape as good a performance as we possibly could, but that's the frustrating thing in the game, because the game is wonderful, and it's brilliant when you've got a good team, and you're actually all working together and playing heroes that you're good at and comfortable with. But when you get matched into a team when it's all support mains or all DPS or something like that, it just doesn't work, and it falls apart before you even get to play. So they do need to look at it. But that's, like you say, that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah. We'll end up speaking for like half an hour in it alone.
Yeah, I know, yeah. We'll move on.
Can I? You done? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just gotta check out on the Overwatch talk, because most of you know already. And now on to our, what we gone and done this week. So, Alex has been having noob adventures.
In Yarnum!
Yay! Finally!
Well, look, it came out on PS Plus, Bloodborne, that is, for anyone who hasn't guessed. So I finally decided to pick it up. And I did have a brief affair with Dark Souls 3, even before the Cookies and Boost time. That's how long ago it was. And we just happened to, I guess, just pick a wrong character, because it did not go very well for us. We did, I think, surprisingly make quite a bit of progress within the game, but at some point we're like, yeah, we're not good enough to get anywhere further in this. So thus began my Bloodborne adventures, again with a selection of the wrong character.
Aww.
And me being stuck on the first level because I just did not have enough vitality to survive any of those guys that were killing me in one hit. And I was getting progressively annoyed. So anyway, I redid the character, and then I found my senpais that are guiding me through the Bloodborne and Yana world. Shout out to Dermot and to Calvin. And we've been pretty much co-oping all this time. You know what? It's a weird thing when you're alone. So sometimes, like for me, most of the things, even if I go solo now, are pretty easy. Or if not easy, they're non-deadly. They're, I'll take some damage, I'll survive, I'll roll away or something like that. I'll figure it out. There are occasionally some things that jump at you from unexpected places or stuff like that might kill you. Oh man, yesterday, the dude, he got me in his sack.
Oh yeah. And he took you to the prison.
He took me to the prison, and it was just... Oh my god.
You're definitely going to be too low level for that area, so get out as soon as you can.
No, I did. Ran away straight up to the
I
lantern.
love that game. Oh, I did. I mean, I played it twice. I'm 2 trophies away from the platinum. I just need to do the dungeons, or the chalice dungeons.
Yeah.
But God, I love that game. It's wonderful. And it's good that you've got like some people to co-op with, because when I did it mostly solo. So, but it is so nice with people.
That's what I was leading to. With 3 people, it's mostly a breeze. Like, there's some things that give you trouble, like bosses occasionally. But it's or those hunters. Man, I think those hunters actually killed us more than any other boss did.
They're such good fights though. Oh, brilliant.
Yeah, so, but with 3 people, it's mostly a breeze, but at the same time, like, it's quite easy to play, but it's still enjoyable, and I don't know what's that about. I can't really explain why I'm enjoying it, even though I'm kind of, like, running through stuff at the moment with them.
Yeah.
Because they're so, like, kind of interesting to look at. Like, I've never played it, but I've watched a bunch of playthroughs. I just enjoy watching people play.
It's a stunning game. It's stunning.
It's not a game I could comfortably play. It's just not my cup of tea. But, like, I watched the Game Grumps do it. I watched, like, IGN do it. We had Finchy Fest at the bar when they finished playing Bloodborne last year. The way people get well into it, and just, like, their little shrieks when things go a bit crazy. I just love watching it. And the aesthetic of the world is gorgeous. Like, so eldritch. Like, yes.
Absolutely stunning. Proper, like, Cthulhu type Victorian set. Oh, I love it. I mean, Bloodborne is like, it's my number 3 game of all time. I absolutely adore it, and it's one of those that I wish I could go back again and play from the start without knowing what's going to happen. It's just wonderful. So yeah, Alex, you should definitely try and solo some of it, because that's more the Bloodborne experience.
I can't co-op in every single instance.
There are places where you can't co-op.
There are places that well, see, that's another thing. I am happy that they are there, because there's just some things that this game doesn't tell you. It doesn't tell you where you not can co-op. You just have to ring the bell and see what happens.
It's just trial and error. That's the game,
there's a lot of other rules that it just doesn't tell you, and I'm glad I have someone to tell me, okay, this is the right thing to do here, because I'm usually get quite annoyed with stuff like that. Not even, like, if the game doesn't tell me something in the game, or some of its mysteries in the game, I'm fine with that. It's more like actual UI stuff that is important to know. How to play multiplayer, how to do that stuff, you know? When there's nothing that it kind of tells me that, oh, you have to ring 2 bells, I'll be like, what? You know, when it doesn't tell me that can be quite annoying to me, because I think that's quite important. And I do have to say, we've been lucky for, let's say, we actually managed to get multiplayer to work properly. But before last couple of sessions, we had a lot of struggles where one of us just would never teleport into another one's world or stuff like that. We could have been waiting for like 5 minutes to connect on the multiplayer, but you know, knock on wood, for the last 2 or 3 days it's been working pretty perfectly.
Nice.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh, it's a wonderful game. I'm so glad you're enjoying it, because it is so good. And I mean, I like how obtuse everything is, and sort of that's very Souls. It's very much of the Souls series, and yeah, brilliant game. Hopefully we'll get a second one. Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Have you got the umbilical cords yet? Any umbilical cords?
No.
Yeah, there's 4 in the game.
There's 3.
There's 4. There's 4 in the game, but you need to eat 3 at least.
That's it.
And if you do that, then you get an extra special thing at the end that I'm not going to spoil.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Find and eat the umbilical cords. That sounds super weird to say.
Yeah.
But do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will confirm with my senpais. Yeah.
Dai should know. I think he knows where they are.
I know they're super easy monsters to beat in the game, but every freaking time we're playing, you can hear one of us just screaming, "Freaking birds!"
Those bird things. They're so creepy.
They're not hard to kill, but
they're just
because
annoying.
they're lying flat, and you don't see them when they run because the game is quite dark, and then suddenly someone goes, "Rah, rah, rah, rah," from behind you, and you're like,
oh god.
Brilliant.
They are so gross. Like,
Brilliant.
I find them more gross than those weird kind of blue fungus things.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, Alex, you probably haven't encountered them yet, but there's some brains walking around that
I
will
saw
give you some
one
grief.
weird tentacly dude. I mean, to give you a perspective, we just beat the Hemwick witches.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right.
So there you go.
Yeah. So you've done Bloodstarved Beast, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah. You would the dude that's like inside out and he spews acid at you.
Yeah. Ooh, I hated that guy.
Yeah, I love that fight. I did that one on my own. It was brilliant. I think it's an amazing fight. But yeah. Oh god, you've got some really good ones coming up. If you've just done the Hemwick Witch.
Yeah, we're currently in the forest, and everything in the forest is burning. And I'm like, I can't stop burning.
Yeah, don't. The boss in the forest.
Yeah,
definitely requires more than one person.
Well, I have 2, and they're awesome.
Yeah. You can do it solo, but good lord, is it tough?
It'll take a while.
Dude, I couldn't even do the first boss solo. Are you kidding me? When I say Alex Noob Adventures, I freaking mean it.
Oh well, no, you just enjoy it. Enjoy the journey with your senpais.
I am enjoying it very much. They've been
good.
They've been holding me together for the last couple of weeks.
Good.
Aww. So I've been playing a VR game called Lethal this week. Have you heard of that?
I haven't. No.
You know, Tim may have talked about it, but I may have zoned out. Is that on PSVR or just VR?
PSVR, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's on other machines, but I played it on PSVR. And it's basically kind of like a shooting range.
All right.
And it's like VR target hitting and like knife throwing, and then it's certain settings, like they put you in a saloon and you have to like shoot targets like you do in the Old West or like in an arcade machine. with targets like popping in and they're bad guys, and you like shoot the bad guys, don't shoot the civilians, that kind of thing. Super fun. So I was in the fella's bedroom playing it and like trying not to hit the lampshade while I'm shooting all these targets, and like at one point you dual wield as well, so you feel like an utter badass, and then you have to dual wield throwing knives, and they start you off quite simple. You just like shoot targets, bish bash bosh, easy peasy. Then they start moving targets, and then targets coming at you. Then you're in a room and you have little windows that you have to shoot moving targets through. Then you have knives, and you have to learn how to flick the knives and throw them in different ways at targets. That's fine. And then you have dual knives. Like, yeah, that's fine. I'll do dual throwing. And then you have moving targets. Yep, that's fine. And then moving targets through windows. And it's just, I got super into it. And I was just there. It's like, yeah, I'll try this. Like, I don't know what it is. Stood there. Like, okay, right. Kept redoing levels. Like, I could do better. I could do better. I could do better. Just like chucking these knives. Like, I did a cross arm shot 2 targets at the same time. So crossed my arms, shot 2 targets the other side of the screen at the same time. I was like, okay, I'm John McClane. I love this game so much. So it's like kind of the experience of going to a shooting range or a shooting gallery and in your own house without bullets or risking shooting yourself or ear damage. So super fun. If you have PSVR, try Lethal. Tell me what you feel and tell me how you do on the Wild West level, because that one is awesome.
Okay.
Sorry, just talked at you a bit, but yeah, that game is sick. I really enjoyed it. It's like Lethal. I just want to go back and play. It's really good, like kind of nice stress relief. Anyway, Annihilation, you two go.
Oh my.
How great is it?
Oh my god. The bad things first. We have been done an enormous disservice by not being able to see this in the cinema. And it's such a mistake that this didn't get a cinema release.
They did in the States.
Yeah, but that's America. Yeah. You could argue that it possibly maybe wouldn't have performed very well in the cinema because of its subject matter and the fact that it's quite highbrow sci-fi. And, you know, it may have not drew in, like, enormous audiences, but the fact that we were denied the opportunity is really galling because it's so good.
I was watching Red Letter Media's discussion of it at Half in the Bag, and they were saying, like, that the US did the cinematic release, and then everywhere else was Netflix only. But it should have been the other way around because like it's more suited to a European audience.
The reason, it's all down to money people at Paramount, basically. So they had a test screening, which was in America, and it was poorly received because people thought it was too complicated, too intellectual, and yeah, I know. This dude basically demanded some changes to make it appeal to a wider audience. So they wanted like a super happy ending and a bunch of other changes that I won't go into.
No.
And the producer, bless his heart, Scott Rudin, he was like, no, because he had Final Cut, and he sided with Alex Garland and basically said, no, we're not changing it. And so then this guy, David Ellison is the name of the chap, a financier at Paramount, threw his toys out the pram, essentially, and sort of said, right, well, you're not getting a global release then. It will just go to Netflix.
The whole test screening business. I mean, don't you internally cringe when someone says the test screening didn't go very well or something like that?
It winds me up no end. Who do they get for these screenings?
Yeah,
do they get like the dumbest people?
Like, you can't tell with such a small selection of the audience that, you know, how the movie is going to go. And I hate when they test screen or market screen or whatever. Every time they say that about video games, I cringe. Every time they say about, you know, pilots of the TV shows or the movies, I'm like, throw it out of the window. It means nothing.
Have you guys watched Community at all?
No.
There's an episode in Community about one of the characters' favourite TV show called Inspector Spacetime, which is basically Doctor Who. And they're at an Inspector Spacetime convention where they end up doing a focus group for an American reboot of the series. And they go to the convention to get a focus group, but they end up selecting a couple of the main characters who have no interest, and they're just there because they were bored.
Yeah.
And when you get to the end of the episode and that you've seen what's happened in this focus group and you see like what shows come from it and who they actually listen to in the focus group, it's nothing like the original show, and it's just like completely destroyed. And that's what I always think with focus groups. They know
it is nuts. I want to know who the people are, because they obviously don't know what they're talking about. But I mean, Alex Garland, the director himself, has said that he was disappointed, obviously,
of course,
but that it is what it is, and that he's happy that it got a theatrical release in America, but that on the plus side, lots of people can see it now on Netflix, and so that's great. And I think really the decision was made because Paramount were trying to limit any potential financial losses, but they've not done that because they released it in America where it has underperformed, and so they're running low on costs. Whereas I think if they'd released it in Europe, it would have done much better. So I don't know. I feel like it was just a bad idea all around. But talking about the film itself,
can you go through the basic plot and premise for those who don't know?
Okay, yeah, I do this with no spoilers. So Natalie Portman plays a cellular biology professor, and she has military experience. And her husband, Kane, played by Oscar Isaac, has disappeared for like a year. He's also in the military, and he was out on a mission, and he comes back unexpectedly.
After like a year being away.
After like a year, he comes back unexpectedly, but things aren't quite right. And so it turns out that very minimal information here.
Hey, that's what's in the trailer, so you can say that.
So there's this anomaly called the Shimmer, and they go in it for reasons that I won't explain. And so it's an all-woman team led by Natalie Portman and Jennifer Jason Leigh, and some other awesome actors in here, so like Tessa Thompson and Gina Rodriguez.
And Tuva
Novotny. She's actually great. I saw her very recently in the Borg McEnroe film, which is on... It's either on Amazon or Netflix, I can't remember, one or the other, but I thought it was great. And she plays Mrs. Borg, basically. And she was really, really good in it, and it's an excellent film. So I was kind of sort of impressed with her. But so it's an all-women team, and they go in to investigate the Shimmer and what it's all about. And it's just nuts. It's just brilliantly nuts. So many things happen like that are just absolutely mind-bending and crazy. And I loved it. It reminded me a lot of Under the Skin.
Yeah, I saw a lot of parallels to that.
Yeah, I mean, I love that film. I think it's Glazer just at his absolute best. And Scarlett Johansson, it's one of the best performances she's ever done. Under the Skin's brilliant. It has some sort of Invasion of the Body Snatchers type themes going on. And also, it reminded me a lot of The Last of Us. That was really, really great. And I just think it's wonderful. It's really intelligent. It takes some really interesting diversions and risks. And it's also actually terrifying. More than one.
Oh my god, there's some scenes that you're like, One thing that I want to point out, a lot of people say, it's an ambiguous ending, and if you don't like movies with ambiguous endings, don't watch it. I would disagree that the ending is ambiguous.
Yeah,
I knew exactly what happened at the end of the at the end of the movie and why it happened.
Ambiguous.
Look, this movie is not going to chew it up for you and put it for you on the plate. You actually have to switch your brain on when you're watching this movie and look for little clues and little snippets, and maybe watch it again. I'm sure it's beneficial watching it for the second time, and you'll get definitely watching it again out of watching it again. And I'm not going to say, you think the ending is ambiguous because you're stupid. No, you're not. Everyone, of course, interprets the things in their own way, and it's completely fine. Yeah. But I also think saying that ambiguity is, pulled by its ears is incorrect, because it's actually foreshadowed throughout the whole movie.
Yes.
Throughout every scene, it's set up to end exactly like it ended. So it was very, very specific, and it was done in this very precise way and for a reason.
I feel like some people perhaps look at the ending as being ambiguous is because it's not necessarily the ending they would like or expect. And for me, the ending was not at all ambiguous. I knew that was coming, and for me it was the right ending. I think it worked perfectly well. It suited the film. The film itself is quite ambiguous, and that's great. Like it's courageously so, and it's
it's all about going into a known place and trying to understand what it is. Of course, it's going to be ambiguous in its nature.
There's so much going on in terms of what they're talking about, the nature of existence and things like this, and evolution, and it's just wonderful. But it takes, like, I've seen a lot of films, and it takes a lot for something to, like, really surprise me or do something that I've never seen before. And Annihilation really did that. And I'm not talking about, like, just visually or things you might expect me to think, but there's one scene in particular that I'm not going to go into because of spoilers, where, Alex, you know which scene I'm talking about.
Does it involve BDSM style things, or is it in the lighthouse?
No.
Is it in the lighthouse?
No. It's a very sound-based scene.
yeah, that's why I said BDSM style stuff, because I wanted to avoid the spoilers. Do you see why I said BDSM or not?
No, I don't understand.
Because of the tying.
Oh, okay. Yes. Right. But yeah, so that particular scene, just, I was slack-jawed watching it, because I just thought, that's really, really clever. And it's taken a fairly standard sci-fi horror movie trope, but made it into something really, really terrifying. And I was so impressed with it. And after Ex Machina, I knew that Garland would, like, do a good job. And he's just proved that it wasn't like a one-off lightning in a bottle type thing. He is a serious talent at directing. And yeah, this film is wonderful. It's not for everyone. I think some people will find it very uncomfortable, but I liked it a lot. Yeah, brilliant film.
I actually think I like Annihilation more than I like Ex Machina, which I thought was going to be impossible because I loved Ex Machina. But this movie just, I don't know, like, you know, Ex Machina put forward some really interesting questions. It did, you know, it worked within its constraints, like the whole house and how they built it is endlessly fascinating to me. It had some, you know, great CGI work and you know, and so on. But I think this movie is the actual director taking a step further. He's not retracing anything he's done before. He's like, I've done that, I reached that hurdle, I'm gonna jump over it and do a new thing. And that's what it is to me.
And it's wonderful. I think he's done a magnificent job. And one thing as well that I don't, like, a few people are talking about, but I don't think enough people are talking about this, but how feminist this movie is. You have 5 women, they're going in and they're doing all these things. At no point is it any kind of issue that they're women. It passes the Bechdel test with flying colours.
They didn't make a big show of it either. It's just like, it wasn't mentioned. Like, you just watch the movie like, oh, they're 5 women. Like, cool.
Yeah, and there is mention, like, at some point about all the previous missions into the Shimmer have failed and they were all men. So it's like, I just found, I think it's a brave film. It's a beautiful film. It's intelligent and shocking and startling. And I want more of films like this. And I wish it had gone to the cinema. I'd have loved to have seen this on the big screen.
Same. And I want to do a little shout out to the main cast, because obviously you see Tessa Thompson again, and I'm so happy that she's more on the screen.
Oh, she broke my heart in this film. She is.
She look, the thing is, when she was in Veronica Mars, and I've never seen her anywhere since, I was like, where is this brilliant girl disappearing? And it is so, I'm so happy that she's in Thor Ragnarok and in this movie, and they're both fantastic, and they're completely different characters, and she's so believable in both of those roles, and she's absolutely fantastic. And then my girl Gina Rodriguez, like, if you guys watching Jane the Virgin, she is Jane, and you know, I love that little funny, crazy, stupid but TV show that knows it's stupid and plays on that. Anyway, and again, Gina Rodriguez plays completely opposite to Jane. Like, she couldn't be further away from Jane in this film, and she's also, like, she killed it in my opinion. And then when has Jennifer Jason Leigh not been fantastic? Let's be serious.
True,
she's wonderful. I love her. And Natalie Portman too. She carries the film, and wow, she's always great value.
I don't know. To be fair, Natalie Portman is the thing that I can kind of, like, sometimes she's amazing. Like, she didn't win the Best Actress Oscar for nothing. But sometimes she can fall a little bit flat. Looking at you, Star Wars and stuff like that. But you know,
to be fair, that's the script's fault more than she did her best, I think.
But you know, there are other movies where Jane's got a gun where I just never felt for her. So there's stuff like that. So she's the one where you can flip a coin, and depending on where it lands, that's how she acts. But she is fantastic here. She's on point here.
Yeah. No, I mean, we've kind of said it all, really. It's a wonderful film. It deserved to be treated better. Garland deserved to be treated better. And yeah, if you've got Netflix, you've got no excuse. Watch this. Some of you will find it very scary and you won't like it. I'm looking at you, Sean. But you should still definitely watch it.
Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, so that is all our topics for this week. We've got a few shout outs. Al, do you want to do them?
Yeah, sure. Shout out to Will Driver, Gabriel, Stingo, Stuffy Joe, Chris Tudor, and Michael Jones.
So the last two are from me personally, because Tudor, he did a little event at the Secret Weapon a while ago for the Rooster Teeth Expo. He did a community after party and we made a bunch of cocktails, and apparently Michael Jones of Rooster Teeth drank my recipe on Off Topic, so that was pretty sick.
Nice.
Yeah, I was really happy. So he tweeted me, Tudor tweeted me yesterday saying, oh, so you're drinking Off Topic tequila thanks to the Sweet Shrimp for the recipe. I was like, that's pretty sick, that's so awesome. So thank you very much. So if you would like to get in touch, you can do so on BigRedBarel.com, on the forums. You can do so on Twitter at BigRedBarel using the hashtag Geek Speak. You can also use our personal Twitters. I am at the Sweet Shrimp.
I'm at DesiTube_.
I'm at Pixel Ritual.
You can also go to Facebook, facebook.com/BigRedBarel. Leave us a little comment on there and join the Game Nights group. They're lovely people on there and they tend to play a lot of Overwatch. You can also go to youtube.com/BigRedBarelTV.
Yeah.
Yep. And leave us a comment on the videos, because this podcast goes up on YouTube every week as well. We also have iTunes. Leave us a little review on there, 5 stars if preferred, or anything you think we deserve, pop it on there. You can also go to Tabletop Tuesday every Tuesday at Scenario Loading Bar in Dalston, London. You can go meet Alex's lovely face and Tim, and you can win some featured games that very evening. You don't even have to win your own. Just play it, let them know, and your name gets put into a prize draw, which is drawn at 10:30 that evening. What is the featured game this week, Alex?
You know what? I don't remember because we haven't updated the post, and I can't remember from yesterday's episode of BigRedBarel UK. But be sure that by the time you listen to this episode, if you go to BigRedBarel.com, top left-hand side of the page, you're gonna see what the game is, and I'm sure it will be fabulous.
And make sure you tell Tim that he has a lovely face as well. Like, you both have lovely faces. So it's okay.
I apologise, Tim. I didn't mean to disparage your face. You have a lovely face. Yeah, have I missed anything?
You haven't missed anything, but I wanted to add, so this week I did an interview with Tabula Games, who are board game designers, and their board game Mysthea is currently on Kickstarter. I just recommend you just go look at it. Even if you look at my interview, just look at the pictures, because this game looks so freaking gorgeous. They designed a whole new world for it, a whole new setting. They designed lore for this game. It's Kickstarter exclusive, so it means as soon as it goes off Kickstarter, you can't buy it unless some board game shop buys a stock of it via Kickstarter. So I would recommend you go out, look at it. It's kind of a miniature hand management and area control game, and it is gorgeous. The artwork done by...
You know, whenever anyone says a whole new world, you know what happens in my head.
A whole new world.
I'm broken. It's every time. Every time.
You're a Disney kid like the rest of us. Own it.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Travis Anderson. That's why I wanted to get his surname right. So, yeah, artwork by Travis Anderson. Anyway, go check it out on Kickstarter. Go check out my interview. Look at the gorgeous pictures.
Fantastic. So, for episode 129 of BigRedBarel Geek Speak, I've been Lauren.
I've been Butts.
I've been Joe.
And we bid you goodbye.
Bye. Butts.
You and your ears are quite welcome for the podcasting goodness that you just heard. Why not roll on over to BigRedBarel.com for more podcasts, news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarel.com.